What is up, guys? Mega Matt here with another pickups video for the month of March. I got quite a bit of stuff here, so I'm just gonna jump into it. First thing I got found at a grocery store. Yeah, I wasn't planning on getting this, but they had a whole display of them. If you guys haven't figured it out yet, Super Mario cereal, and I guess there's a amiibo in this box that actually works. I can't get over how people are selling boxes of this for like 20 bucks on eBay, and it's kind of ridiculous if you ask me. I guess it's supposed to be like Lucky Charms. I haven't opened it yet. I haven't tried it out yet, but I guess it's supposed to taste like Lucky Charms, so whatever. I got a deal from an app called Let Go. This guy was selling original Xbox with 3 controllers and 11 games, and he only wanted 25 bucks for everything. So fantastic deal, and as soon as I saw one of the games, I jumped right all over it. But I won't show you guys the system or anything. It's just a standard black system, and the controllers are black, and I think one of them is green. You know, nothing special, but I'll go through the games real quick. They all have the cases and everything. We got Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2005, Series of Unfortunate Events, Spider-Man Platinum Hits. This has 2 games in it, so I guess technically 12 games. It's a dual pack Star Wars, Clone Wars, and then Tetris Worlds on the other side. Platinum Hits Project Gotham Racing, Greg Hastings Tournament Paintball, just the original version of Morrowind, Elder Scrolls, Morrowind, however you say that. Dance Dance Revolution Ultra Mix, no dance pad with the bundle. Another Platinum Hits, Crash Bandicoot The Wrath of Cortex. I actually have this on GameCube. It's actually a pretty fun game. Sudeki. I probably abused the crap out of that, but this is only available on Xbox. It looks like a, I don't know. It's not really RPG. Oh, maybe it is RPG. I don't know. I've never played it. And then one of the main reasons why I picked this bundle up, not because it was so cheap, but this game, Stubbs the Zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse. Never played this game either. I guess you play as a zombie and go around attacking humans and everything, but this game alone, I think, goes for still around about 50 bucks or so. So, I mean, just to get this was totally worth it. But 25 bucks for all that, which is a fantastic deal. I did get a game at GameStop. PS4 game I'd been eyeing. It's actually dropped in price, so I decided to snag it. But this is for the PS4 Raiden 5 Director's Cut. And it's a limited edition. I think it comes with it comes with the soundtrack and then the actual game there. So another shoot 'em up for the collection. PS4, even though I suck at shoot 'em ups. Couple thrift store finds, which is kind of odd. Don't really find much at thrift stores, but I went to a Salvation Army, actually the one like right by my house. I decided to stop there. Saw this, wasn't gonna get it, but it was actually half off everything, or yeah, I think it was half off everything. This was priced at $4, so I got it for 2. But this is for the PlayStation 2. This is a multi-tap, and basically those 4-player PlayStation 2 games you can play with 4 players. So it's kind of nice to have for like a party game. And then when I was looking at all the DVDs in that, I found this game, which is kind of surprising. I found it, and I believe this was only $1.99, but for the PlayStation 2 is Mega Man X7. And then it also came with a memory card inside, so that's pretty awesome for $2. That's a nice score. The disc is a little bit scratched up, but it can be easily fixed. And then I found this. This is not a game per se, but it's a anime, manga, not manga, anime. I don't know. This looked interesting, and it was only like $5, and it's a complete collection. I know I'm gonna abuse the crap out of this, but it's called Escaflowne. TJ Kitsune is gonna yell at me for pronouncing this wrong. He has seen this. I haven't. I thought, you know, for $5, why not? It's a complete series. If it sucks, you know, whatever. Then I got another deal, but I drove to DeKalb, and it seems I've been finding a lot of my deals in DeKalb, like my good deals, which is kind of weird. It is a college town, so there are a lot of college kids. I think I picked all this up for $40. He originally had this game posted, and then I asked if he had other games, and he showed me what else we got. But for PlayStation 2, Magna Carta, Tears of Blood. It's an Atlas title. I know people collect Atlas games. I don't really. I just thought this looked interesting. But then he had some PlayStation 1 games, one Super Nintendo game, and one Sega Genesis game. So, but for the PlayStation 1, we have Ape Escape, Point Blank 3, which I don't think I have this. I do have the gun for Point Blank with Point Blank 1. I do have Point Blank 2, but I don't think I have Point Blank 3. And surprisingly, this game is, I think, $20-25, which is kind of weird. And then these are Japanese imports. He kind of just threw these in. I didn't really want them, but this is Dragon Ball Z. I don't know what else it says under there. Dragon Ball Final Bout, Japanese import. And then disc only, Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22. So those are the PS1 games. One Sega Genesis game, just the cartridge, but a good one. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. And then this is probably the best game out of the bundle that he had. Surprisingly, he didn't have any other games. I asked if he did, but this was the only one. This is complete in box, but this is the 7th Saga for the Super Nintendo. And the box is in pretty nice shape, you know, not too many bangs. However, the manual is like really wrinkly, and I believe this was at a video store because the cartridge does have some stickers on it that were at a video store at some point. Okay, moving on. This, I finally got this. I've been looking for this for years. This was the last system I wanted for my N64 collection. The other one that I'm missing I don't really care for since I don't care for what it is. But guy on Facebook had this. I messaged him. We did a trade. I forget exactly what the heck I traded him. I traded him one game or a couple games, and then he bought a bunch of games off me. He ended up spending around like $300, so not a bad deal. But what I got from him is a gold N64, and this was only available, I believe, at Toys R Us. And it's kind of ironic, like right after I got this, Toys R Us announced that they were going out of business. So that kind of sucks, but you know, I got a lot of stuff from Toys R Us, but this is the gold variant. Every time I find this system, it seems like it's always scratched up. The gold paint Nintendo used was not a very good paint, I guess. A lot of like the Zelda cartridges that are gold, they can break really easy. It's real brittle. I don't know if it's the plastic or the paint or what. But I got that, and it also came with a matching controller. You guys really can't see. There's a couple scratches on the controller, but nothing major. But overall, this is in beautiful shape. And like I said, the only N64 I'm missing is the Pikachu one. which I really don't want. I'm not a big Pokemon fan to begin with, but I do have all of them except the Pikachu one, so that's pretty awesome in my opinion. Now, lastly, we will get to, oh, I don't know if this is going to show, it is. Game store grabs. A lot of great stuff from my local game store. We will start out with probably the best of the bundle here. I guess a guy came in, he came in with a ton of boxed NES games, Nintendo games. Pretty crazy. Had some pretty awesome titles. These were not cheap. I did bring in a bunch of stuff to trade in for credit wise, but I still ended up paying, I think it was $80 for all these, which still isn't bad. Plus my trade and stuff. So, but I picked these out. He had like 20 something games he brought in. As soon as I picked these out, a lady, kind of ironic, a lady came in and bought the rest of them. It's pretty crazy. She spent like $600. It is insane. And she wanted to buy the games I had because I had these set aside and I was still looking around. But she wanted to buy these games off them too, and they wouldn't let them. And they're like, "Oh, the customer is here. You know, you can't buy them. They're saved for somebody." Just kind of weird, but what I did end up getting was Zelda 2. It's in really nice shape. Some of these boxes do have some bends in them, but these are all complete. I do not believe this came with a map. If anyone knows this, if this came with a map, let me know. But I looked it up like online and everything. I couldn't find a map. I believe it was just Zelda 1 that had the map. But that was the last Zelda game I needed for the NES. So, as Curtis would say, from Girlfriend versus Subset complete. I am kind of bummed though, because my Zelda 1, the top corner of it is ripped, but that is from when I was a kid. I used to play the crap out of that, and I guess from opening and closing the box. We got Double Dragon, another great game for the NES. 100% complete in there. The last two are probably the best two. Contra, the original Contra for the NES. Ooh, sorry about the glare there. These are in case protectors as well. That's why there's glare. Love this game. Beat it many, many times with friends, and it's just awesome to have complete in box. And then the last game, the last complete in box NES game I needed for my collection was the original Castlevania complete in box. And this one actually I don't know if you're going to be able to pick up. It's kind of box corner of the box is kind of beat up, but nothing major. But I have all 3 NES Castlevania games on the NES, so subset complete. And then they did have the original Zelda. And I was going to get that, but I just didn't really, what they were asking for, I didn't want it. I only needed the box. However, one of the guys that works there, I talked to him about it. He said he had an extra box and map. I believe there's no manual in here, but there's a map in here as well. My map from when I was a kid is all ripped too because I used to use it, you know. But did a trade with him, and now I have a clean Zelda 1 box. With what was going on is this little window up here. It was like ripped up top here. I could have pulled it out, but I just didn't have time. But anyway, but yeah. So now I got a clean box for my Zelda clean box collection. So pretty awesome. Alright, these next few games here, these were just dirt cheap. That's why I picked them up. I don't remember exactly what the prices were because I ripped the tags off of them. But Found this for a good price. I think it was $10 maybe. PlayStation 2 Test Drive Eva Destruction. This I believe is like the only racing game that is like worth some money. It's up there in price. I believe there was this was like towards the end of the PlayStation 2 Xbox run. So I'm not for sure on that, but I think that was one of the reasons why this game is still up there in price. Haven't really played this, but it's kind of like, looks kind of like, you know, you just run and crash into stuff and everything. Looks fun. So, got that. This, which I need the PlayStation 2 version of this, but I found the Xbox version of it, and it was only, I think, $5 maybe. But original Xbox, this is Fatal Frame 2 Director's Cut. I have Fatal Frame 1 and Fatal Frame 3, I believe, for PlayStation 2, but I don't have 2 for PlayStation 2, but I have it for Xbox. Don't know if it's the same game or not. I assume it is, but not sure. And then the last one, I just don't see this very often. And again, I think this was like $3 maybe. But for original Xbox, only on Xbox, ToeJam and Earl 3, Mission to Earth. ToeJam and Earl is just a weird, quirky game in itself. Don't really care for it, in my opinion, but I don't know. A couple DS games I found. This one, actually, I needed for my collection. I wasn't sure if I needed it or not, because there's two versions of this game. But now I have both of them, thankfully. This isn't a duplicate, so we'll add this to the collection and I will get around to playing it. But for the DS, Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. And then the other DS game I got, which I didn't even know existed. It's kind of weird. This was, I think, $2 as well. But this is Snowboard Kids for the DS. Didn't even know this existed on the DS. Again, another Atlas title, which is collectible for some people. But yeah, this looks interesting. I'll have to give this a go. And then these last two are probably the best two pickups here. This was actually, I think a coworker had it. Coworker, not my coworker. Another worker that works at the game store had it, and he didn't want it. He asked if I was interested in it. I wasn't going to buy this game unless it was the collector's edition, because the collector's edition just looks so much better. It's a Wii game. It's one of the only, like, better. It's one of the better Wii games out of the Wii library. There's a lot of crap on the Wii, a lot of shovelware, but this one was actually worth it in my opinion. Again, haven't gotten around to playing this, but this is the last story for the Wii, and this is the collector's edition. As you can see, it kind of looks like a book. It opens up. There's the game, and then there is a art book in there as well. But yeah, this is a actual, I don't know, this is like a I don't even know how to describe it because I really haven't really played it. It's like a real-time battle game where you just battle and everything. It looks really cool. It's by Xseed, so good company, so we know that's good. So happy to add this to the collection. And then the last thing, which is like probably the best thing out of everything I got. Couldn't believe when I saw this. This was actually set aside as well for one of the workers there, and he didn't really want it. He did want it, but he just couldn't really get it at the time. So he offered it to me, which I thought was awesome. This was a GameStop exclusive. This is a Wii U for the Wii U. Yeah, this was only available at GameStop, and it was very, very limited print. So I believe this thing goes for at least $150, $200 easily. But this is the collectible figurine edition of Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD for the Wii U, and it comes with a Ganondorf figure. Like I said, this is just, it's crazy to even see this, let alone own it now. But yeah, GameStop exclusive, real limited number of these. I mean, I don't even know how many GameStop, when this did come out, I don't know how many GameStop here they got them, how many copies they got, if they got any, maybe one or two, and they were probably only pre-order only. So yeah, so pretty awesome to add that to the collection. And I believe that is it. So yeah, that's it, guys. A lot of stuff this month. Next week is the Midwest Gaming Classic. TJ Kitsune and the Arcade Impossible crew will be out there. So if you guys are going, don't be afraid to stop and say hi. Again, we will only be there Saturday the 14th, I believe. It's in a new location in downtown Milwaukee at the Convention Center. I believe that's where it's at. You can still buy tickets, but if you're going to the show, it's always a good time. Lots of vendors, giant arcade room with thousands of machines, pinball machines that you can just sit there. They're all on free play. Our local arcades will be there. Galloping Ghosts from Chicago, Star Worlds, Underground Retrocade are among like the three that I can think of off the top of my head. As well as special guests. They have some panels and stuff. Stern Pinball has a bunch of their stuff there, so it's always a good time. So if you're going, maybe we'll see you there. Maybe if not, it's always a good convention to go to in the future. If you've never been to a convention, it's awesome. So can't say enough awesomeness about it. So, but anyway, that's it for me. And until I see you guys next time, take care.